So today I will be reacting to 16 Indian philosophies explained like strategies in a game by this channel, India in Pixels by Ashris. Go and check it out. This is gonna be very interesting. It was highly recommended in the past days, so I'm here to react to it. Let's go, let's watch it.
Hello, Ashrish here. So, ever since I made the last Marathi video, something in me has changed. I don't know मैं कैसे explain करूँ, but it's like my inner खच्चरपना has been unlocked and I'm pretty much offending people left and right.
Wait.
खच्चरपना has been unlocked and I'm pretty much offending people left and right.
Dr. Ruchika Sharma. Engineers in India are doing everything except for engineering. This is why India imports all of its military tech. Engineers here waste taxpayers' money impelling what separates humanity. I have no idea what they're talking about. Oh! This channel gets all that hate.
Yeah, so in this sassy IIP zone, I thought of making a meme. What if Indian philosophies were like strategies in a game? It kinda blew up on the internet. A lot of you also asked me to make a detailed video about it. So this is that video. Acha, before we dive right into the heart of it all, let's take a step back and think about what is Indian philosophy in general. You must have heard that India is a land of seekers, not a land of believers. Because in desh mein, we have always sought for something. Sought for what exactly? Well, you know, the usual fun stuff. Ways to reduce suffering, finding the meaning of life, attain enlightenment. Society jab affluent ho jati hai,
what
then
is
it
that?
climbs
Wait.
the meaning of life, attain enlightenment.
What is this? This is so cool.
Society jab affluent ho jati hai, then
Like a
it climbs
peacock.
up the Maslow's pyramid and we move to doing all this deep shit about life and all that stuff. And because time pe Indian civilization, had 25% of the world's GDP, it had enough time and energy to experiment with all the deeper questions of life. And jitne log the, utne approaches to life, utne hi strategies to plan how life should be. Kafi kuch like playing a game of PUBG. BGMI, sorry. Different players have different strategies to win. Some prefer close range combat while others like sniping from a distance. आप defensively भी खेल सकते हो, या you can drop into Pochinki and wage an all-out war. The goal.
I wonder if after watching this video I will have learned how to be a video game player or Indian philosophies, because I suck at video games. I only used to play the Pokemon games
is the
or
same, to
Dragon Ball.
emerge victorious, but the paths to get there are multiple. So there is a natural analogy to how you play a game and how you live your life. Okay, another disclaimer, all of this is in good fun, so don't take it too seriously. If you're easily offended, maybe grab like a chai or something and come back when you're feeling a little more chill, alright? Chalo, let's start with the first category, the easy mode. This is the easy mode, where we are just playing the game casually. The strategies in this mode are beginner friendly, matlab they are easy to understand and get started with, but that does not mean that they are necessarily easy to master. That is also why they are the most popular of all the strategies in this chart. Gaming terms mein bolun to it is tough to get a high score using these strategies, but game ke maze aap kafi le sakte ho. So let's start with the first strategy, Bhakti. Bhakti is the most democratic strategy out there. The Sanskrit word for devotion, Bhakti is all about surrendering yourself to the game creator. In Bhakti, you use your emotions to please the creator, worship the creator, and basically dedicate yourself to him, hoping that along the path he will be impressed with your devotion and also maybe help you out. Bhakti strategy mein you don't imagine God as some mysterious abstract force in the sky. Instead, you give him a form, often an idol or an image. And not just that, you see him like a person, like a friend, a child, a master, or a lover. You basically humanize the creator. Now, if you're not the emotional kind, you might find all of this kind of sweet, but also a little bit cringy. I mean, these guys are playing the game more from their hearts than their minds. You could also say that since Bhakti folks primarily operate through emotion, noob Bhakti players can easily get corrupted. They might end up following all sorts of cults, becoming excessively obsessed, or even getting lost in the theatrics of it all, and also get exploited in the process. But well, because of its raw appeal, Bhakti is incredibly popular, and not just in India, but everywhere. You could also say that Bhakti is like the gateway drug of religion. It's often the first step that people take towards exploring their spiritual side. Whether you're a casual player or a hardcore devotee, Bhakti offers a way to connect with the divine on a very deeply personal level.
Oh, this is the equivalent of a church in India.
offers a way to connect with the divine on a very deeply
Yeah, inside the temple in India, I'm guessing, right? Oh, that's so cool. Many people.
personal level. Moving on, the Puran strategy. The Puran players are the second most popular players of the game. Puran or Purana, however you want to pronounce it, literally means old or ancient stories. If you are a Purana player, you are basically the ultimate lore nerd of the game. You know everything about the game's mythology, the stories of the top players, the many gods and demons, heroes, side heroes, all of that. Technically, the Purans are the collection of 18 major texts, each focusing on different aspects of the game lore. Some like the Bhagavad Puran are all about the avatars of Vishnu, which are also popular among the Bhakti players.
Bhagavata Puranam starts where Mahabharatam ends. It elaborates about the end of Mahabharatam and its aftermath. It talks about the history of Parikshit Maharaja, start of Kali Yugam and how it would unfold. Bhagavata
This video is incredible. There are so many informations. I hope I can retain some of those. But definitely we can dive deeper in the future to understand it more, all the different philosophies of life from India, because this is super interesting to me.
Puranam also elaborates the account of the conversation between Uddhava and Vidura.
Others, like the Shiv Puran, are a little more abstract and delve into the mysteries of the universe.
Shiva
Or the
Puranam
origins of
illustrates the
Shiva.
origins of Shiva in the form of Agni Stambham, the conflict between Sri Mahavishnu and Brahma. It talks about the sacred rituals of Shivalingam. It talks about the Shiva Tattvam, the philosophy of Shiva.
Then there's the Skanda Puran, the longest Puran actually, which is about Kartikeya, the son of Shiva and Parvati.
Skanda Puranam. It is the largest of all the 18 Puranas. Almost every sacred place in Bharat has a place in Skanda Puranam.
But the Purans aren't a bunch of dusty old stories only. They're also packed with practical advice and spiritual wisdom. They teach players about enlightenment, the nature of karma, reincarnation, all of which help you level up in the game. Puran shouldn't be confused with Itihas, although they are often mentioned together side by side. And Purans and Itihas together are considered to be the fifth Veda or Ved. Fifth Ved. For players who love to LARP or live action roleplay or imagine themselves as the great heroes, the Purans and Itihas offer a wealth of inspiration. These epic tales provide a framework for understanding the world and your place in it, and enact yourself as Maryada
Sounds so
Purushottam Ram
beautiful.
or Dharma Pitama Bhishma or the clever Shakuni or the strong Bhim. So, if you're ready to geek out on some ancient Indian lore, grab a copy of your favorite Puran and dive in. Just be warned, you might end up spending more time reading than actually playing the game. And if you don't understand the symbolism, you might take things literally and then be confused with all the conspiracy But hey, that's the life of a true Puran fan. Next, we move to the Smarta strategy, or as an Australian would say, Smarta, because it claims to be the smartest strategy. The Smarta strategy is the jack of all trades strategy. It is all about bringing together the best bits of Hinduism into one package. The founder of Smartaism was Adi Shankaracharya ji, who was kinda like the Steve Jobs of Hinduism. He looked at the different philosophies and practices spread all over India, and he thought to himself, hey, we can simplify this for everyone. So he took the Vedanta philosophy, mixed in a bit of yoga, and then blended it all with a chutki of Bhakti traditions, and thus was born a streamlined, user-friendly version of Hinduism that anyone could get into. The Smartas are known for their Panchayatna Puja, which is kind of like having an all-star team of deities. You've got Vishnu, Shiva, Shakti, Surya.
Of course, let me know in the comments what is your religion, your religious beliefs, what do you prefer out of this, what is your philosophy of life. I'm really curious.
And Ganesha. In some Smarta tradition, there is even a sixth abstract and impersonal deity to represent the ultimate reality. And if you are in South India, you might see even Kartikeya join the party too. But here's the thing, Smartas believe that all these deities are just different ways to connect with Paramatma. It's like having multiple paths leading to the same destination. You can choose one that resonates with you the most, but ultimately they all lead to the same place. Today, most Hindus, including you, have a bit of Smartaism in you, even if you don't realize it. आपके घर में जब पूजा होता है, then you see multiple gods and goddesses के मूर्तिs. They all come from the efforts of Adi Shankaracharya ji. Next on Karma Yoga. Karma yogis are the unsung heroes of the spiritual world. They are like the best supporting actors who sadly never get an award for it. Karma yoga is all about doing your duty without making a fuss about it or without expecting any kind of rewards. It's the ultimate just do it mentality. As we all know, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna famously tells Arjun,
Yo, Parth, you've got a job to do, my man. Just do it, bruh. Just do it.
Alright, there's a slight chance that Krishna didn't say that, but well, you get the vibe, right? Karma Yoga is one of the 4 main paths
This
to
channel is
enlightenment in
amazing.
Hinduism. It's often seen as
Oh, look at that. So cool. So you train your body, your spirituality, your brain, and then you have beliefs like in gods and
the
destiny.
easiest path because it does not require any special skills or knowledge. All you need is a willingness to work hard and have a sense of duty. Indians have long been karma yogis, I think. At a time when some countries would resort to violence and destroy their culture, our parents and grandparents were masters at showing up to work every single day and putting in the hours no matter how tedious the job was. Like seriously, can you imagine working a single job for 30 years? They had a knack for accepting whatever life threw at them with a smile, hoping to be good parents for us. In a way, this attitude has helped India weather many storms and emerge stronger today. However, it's also important to remember that being a karma yogi does not mean to be a pushover. Sometimes all that selfless action can lead to people taking advantage of your good nature. And if you're not careful, you might find yourself stuck in a dead-end job or a stagnant situation. And because you're so detached from the end results, there is less incentive for you to innovate. I feel sometimes you do need obsession and attachment to give your 100%. But well, those are just my thoughts. Who am I to argue with Krishna? So yeah guys, that concludes our easy tire. Before
Wow, those are just the easy mode. Okay, let's see the other
we
ones.
move on to the next tire, guys, if you have been liking this video, please do like and
Already
hit the
did.
subscribe button. It really
It's a
means
great
a lot.
video.
And yes, if you like this poster and would like to hang it on your wall to have a conversation starter with your friends, you can find a link in the description box below. Chaliye, let's now move on to the hard mode. These strategies are definitely not for the beginners. They require us to carefully understand a new framework to look at reality. And all these strategies involve breaking down reality into smaller fundamental components. This is kinda like looking under the game and tinkering directly with the code yourself. You won't find many casual gamers talking about these strategies at parties, but the true geeks, the ones who are hardcore nerds about the Vedas and the Upanishads, will find a way to these strategies. Alright, let's begin. Nyaya. Nyaya is all about logic and epistemology, the study of truth. It's like Sherlock Holmes of Hindu philosophy, using deductive reasoning to solve the mysteries of the universe. Nyaya players have an algorithm developed to infer at universal truths, the nature of knowledge, and even the existence of God. Nyaya players were the first to develop logical axioms, like inference. For example, all humans are mortal, Shah Rukh Khan is a human, and therefore Shah Rukh Khan is a mortal. This kind of way of thinking was the innovation of the Nyaya people. So you can imagine the Nyaya players as the detective debaters of the Hindu world. Next is Vaisheshika. Vaisheshika is the atomic theory of Hindu philosophy. If Nyaya deals with epistemology, Vaisheshika deals with ontology. Rather than an abstract truth, Vaisheshika looks at the physical existence of
I love the name, Vaisheshika. Bro, that's such a cool
reality.
name.
It breaks down reality into its smallest components, which it calls Parmanu. And then Vaisheshika players try to understand how these Paramanus combine to create the world that we experience. It's kinda like playing a philosophical Minecraft, building up complex structures with simple building blocks. Vaisheshikas have also come up with the concept of new entities forming from the combination of basic entities, which they call Samyog. Kinda like how in Minecraft combining a stick and a coal gives us a torch. Vaisheshikas believe that everything in the world is built with such combination of building blocks like Dravya, Gun, Karm, Samanya, Vishesh and Samvaya. Next in line is Sankhya. Sankhya is the dualistic philosophy that sees the world as an interplay between Purusha and Prakriti. Purusha is consciousness and Prakriti is matter. Sankhyas believe that Prakriti is made up of Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, which are the 3 abstract qualities out of which everything is made up of. Prakriti is drawn to Purusha like iron to magnet, and from this interaction of Purusha and Prakriti, Buddhi or intelligence is created. From this intelligence, Ahankar or identity emerges, and then from this Ahankar, 23 tattvas come into existence. Sankhyas believe that the world is real and cause and effect are tied together in one unit. Excellent description of the game mechanics, I must say. Finally comes Mimansa. Mimansa folks are the most conservative intellectuals of this tire. They focus a lot on Vedic interpretation. It's all
Man, I really wish that we have... Oh my god. I'm really sad, I come from Italy, Europe of course, and they never teach us about different religions. because the official religion is always Catholicism. But yeah, we do understand a little bit of Islam because there's many people that practice Islam, of course, coming from Arab countries. But we don't know anything. Maybe Buddhism we do know a little bit, but most of these religions I've never even heard of them before. This is so cool to me. This is so cool to me. Of course, it's too many informations. I won't be able to remember any of this. But still, if you have any good recommendations for books for myself to read and understand more little by little, let me know in the comments. That's good.
About understanding the deeper meaning behind the rituals and the hymns of the Vedas, Mimansa philosophers have developed complex rules of interpretation, kind of like a secret code for unlocking the wisdom of the ancient rituals in the Vedas. So yeah, there you have it, the hardcore mode of Hindu philosophy. These strategies may not be for everyone, but for those who are willing to put in the work and the effort and the time, this tire offers a deep and rewarding path to understanding the nature of reality. Chaliye, let's now move on.
That. Oh, what happened? Hacker mode. That was good.
Welcome to the hacker mode.
Oh yeah, we got Buddhism. Yeah, Jainism. I have heard about it. Yeah, I really like to read read the books from an Italian writer that used to be a journalist, and he traveled a lot around Asia. He talked a lot about Jainism, especially on the fortune tellers that followed that religion. It was really cool. The other ones, I have no idea.
Look who decided to venture into the dark underbelly of Indian philosophy, the hacker mode. The place where the rules are bent, the boundaries are blurred, and the mind is pushed to the end limits. If you thought the hard mode was intense, you haven't seen anything at all, my dear friend. Let's start, shall we? Buddhism. Once upon a time in the game of life, there was a player named Siddhartha Gautam. He was born into a wealthy family and all his abilities were maxed out. But as he leveled up and explored the world more, he realized that the whole game is rigged. No matter how many points he scored or how many enemies he defeated or how many treasures he acquired, the feeling of winning was always temporary. But the pain of losing again and again, that suffering, Siddhartha realized, was the only constant. Siddhartha, or as he would be later called the Buddha, had a revelation. The root of all suffering, he realized, was attachment. The desire to win, to conquer, to possess. These were the chains that bound players to the cycle of playing again and again and again, and thereby suffering again and again and again. The only way to break free from this was to let go of the game entirely. And so, the Buddha quit the main quest. He abandoned his clan, his wealth and his status and set out on a new path. Instead of competing for high scores and rare loot, he found happiness in the simple things of life. Chilling out in the scenery, driving a car around, all the peace stuff we know Buddhism for, right? Here is where it gets trippy. According to Buddhism, there is no player, there is no true self. There is no Atma, there is no soul. Instead, the whole game is a set of predefined scenarios like nodes in a cosmic network. Our identities, our memories, our sense of being, all of these are illusions, projections of the mind that are already predefined. So you see, Buddhism isn't just about finding inner peace, it's about confronting the void. That void that exists in the heart of existence. That void that exists everywhere.
So beautiful.
Jainism. Jainism takes a unique approach to the game of life. They believe that the simple act of existence causes violence. Every time we breathe, we walk, we talk, we eat, we kill millions of creatures. This violence is ingrained in the game. This is what causes suffering. Jains, however, don't just quit in the face of suffering. They've got a strategy to deal with it. Jains see suffering as a way to level up your character. They believe that by facing challenges head-on, you can delete your negative karma points and ultimately conquer the game. It's like when you're playing a tough level and you keep dying and dying, you still know that you are getting better with each attempt. In the world full of suffering...
Yeah, that is why I never bring gaming content to the channel, because before I'm very resilient, you know, especially like when the last time I played Enter the Castle Wolfenstein or whatever the name was. To pass one level, I had to die like 35 times. It took me like 3 hours, but I never gave up. Eventually, I made it. Imagine if you bring something like that in live stream. Come on, nobody's gonna watch that.
Reducing that suffering must be the only logical thing to do. Maybe this is the reason why Jain players do so well in the business world. They are not afraid from working hard. And simultaneously, they don't get attached so much to their wealth. No wonder we have folks like this Gujarati couple who gave away 200 crores of their life earnings. So, in a game where suffering is built
so
in,
cool.
where being aggressive is not just accepted but also appreciated, the Jain strategy of embracing suffering is a hack of its own kind. Charvaks.
Ignore the game's objectives and just YOLO it. What does YOLO means? Speedrun straight to the end game, skipping all the cutscenes and dialogue. That is me.
Charvaks, the ultimate rebels of ancient India. These guys made the Jains look like hardcore devotees in comparison. Charvaks are all about that seeing is believing life. If they can't see it, they ain't buying it. So much so that instead of the Panchabhut, fire, water, earth, wind and sky, they just believe in 4. Cause they're like, what even is sky? Can you touch it? Can you feel it? What even is it? The Charvaks are also master hedonists. They don't believe that life is full of suffering. In fact, they think life is full of enjoyment. So much so that a famous Charvak quote can actually be seen somewhere.
Drink and drink again until you fall on the ground, rise up and drink again. Rebirth doesn't exist. Wow, that's quite the claim.
We're in a bar in Kanpur. Pitva pitva punah pitva yavat patati bhutale utthaya cha punah pitva punarjanma na vidyate. Drink.
Sounds so beautiful when you say it in Hindi. What the hell?
Drink again, drink. Drink till you fall down. And after you get up, drink again. Cause there's no next life, my bro. There's another one. Yavat jivet sukham jivet. Ranam krutva ghritam pibet. As long as you live, live happily. Drink ghee, even if you have to borrow money.
Oh my
That's
god.
a hardcore application of Zindagi
Yeah.
Na Milegi Dobara. Charvaks, unsurprisingly, don't believe in karma, punarjanm, or any kind of afterlife. They think that life is all we got, and we have to make the best of it. They're like the players who don't care about their score or leaderboard rankings, they just want to enjoy the game while it lasts. And that's a segue to the ultimate realists of the game, the Ajivikas. Imagine playing a fun video game. You have played it for days, applying your brain, your mind, your energy. You're about to be the best player in this game. You feel like you have achieved something. And then, your eyes move towards the joystick you're holding. You see that its wire is hanging, disconnected from the game console. It turns out that the game has been in the autoplay mode all along. All that feeling like you are a player who is winning at this game was all an illusion. Welcome to the
That
Ajivika
happened to
view
you.
of the world. In this strategy, your choices
The
don't
metrics.
matter. Your stats, your skills, your moral decisions, they are all predetermined by the game developer. The very moment the Big Bang happened, everything you have done, everything you're doing and will do was all predetermined. Some modern day thinkers like Elon Musk have suggested that we might be living in a simulation. But hey, if everything's decided, maybe there's a weird sense of comfort in that, isn't it? If all your victories, achievements, success was not caused by you, that also means that all this suffering, pain, and failure was also not because of you. There's no need to take blame on yourself. It's not like you have a choice, do you?
That's interesting. Interesting way to see life. Oh, this is making me get a headache. I'm gonna look away. Okay, can I watch?
Dear Seeker, congratulations.
Advanced mode.
You have made it to the final part of
Realize that you are the game itself. Hang into the dev console and become the game's creator.
our philosophical journey, the advanced mode. Here on, we move into the domains that defy simple explanations. Concepts that are so vast and profound that entire libraries could hardly do them justice, let alone this video. Brace yourselves, dear seekers, for the ideas we are about to explore now will challenge your perceptions of reality, consciousness, and the very nature of existence itself. Let's start off
That's
with
so cool.
Advaita Vedanta. It won't be an overstatement to claim that Advaita Vedanta is probably the finest philosophy that has evolved from Hinduism. Everything converges here. Centuries and centuries of dhyan, research, logic, all merged into one fabric, Advaita Vedanta. Advaita is a realization that you, the player, are not separate from the game itself. You are the game. You are both the creator and the creation. You, my dear friend, are just the universe pretending to be whoever you are. Advaita Vedanta teaches us that the boundaries between the self and the non-self is just an illusion. In reality, there is only one player, one game, one consciousness, experiencing itself throughout infinite forms and scenarios. Birth and death, joy and sorrow, success and failure, all of these are just different levels in the great grand game. Advaita compels us to realize that the other players are not somehow our competitors who might be competing for limited resources. Advaita tells us that they are all extensions of the same infinite creativity. The vibration that vibrates in me is also the vibration that vibrates in you. And you is me and me is you. This is the ultimate message of Advaita Vedanta. You are not a disconnected fragment, a lost lonely soul. You are literally the universe. You are blessed to be the form that the universe takes to express itself, to discover itself. By embracing this truth, you tap into a source of power and creativity that is unbounded. This is similar to what Kashmir Shaivism has to say. In many ways, Kashmir Shaivism is the sibling of Advaita and also adds a new dimension to it. While both schools agree that the ultimate reality is one, Kashmir Shaivism emphasizes that the Brahman, which it calls the
Brahman is the movie also. I mean, I've reacted to the Brahman movie trailer, right? Was talking about something like that.
Param Shiva is not an inert observer. It is a dynamic creative force that lives and breathes within you. In Kashmir Shaivism, the universe is not an illusion to be overcome. It is real. It is real, unlike Maya. We are not expressions of one passive originator. We are literally the canvases, the playgrounds on which Shiva dances and manifests himself. According to Kashmir Shaivism, it is not about escaping the game, but realizing that we have the power to shape our experience within it. Kashmir Shaivism invites us to tap into this creative potential and not give in to nihilism. It challenges us to recognize the Param Shiva in us and break away all illusions and shape reality, not just be a slave to it. Tantra. Tantra is an ancient philosophical tradition, and believe it or not, it has been shaped by not just Hinduism, but also Buddhism, Jainism, and even Sikhism. At its core, Tantra emphasizes the divine feminine power, or Shakti. Tantric practitioners have their own set of mantras and rituals that are quite unlike any other kind of worship. Some believe that these practices, including the use of yantras, meaning sacred diagrams, and mantras or sacred sounds, can be used to mold reality itself. The idea is that by tapping into the fundamental energies of the universe, you can alter the fabric of existence. Certain tantric rituals also use unconventional or taboo substances, such as alcohol or even blood. These shocking methods are intended to break down the space between the sacred and the unsacred, allowing the practitioner to truly bypass the material world. While some may dismiss these practices as superstitions, Tantra players believe that they have deep spiritual significance. There is something so primal and instinctive in Tantra that we find versions of it everywhere, from the Aghoris in northern India to Vajrayana Buddhists in Tibet. Ultimately, Tantra is about embracing the full spectrum of human experience, holy to unholy, light to dark, beautiful to grotesque. Tantra challenges individuals to confront their inner inhibitions and break through the mental and spiritual blockages. This path is not for the faint of heart. It requires a lot of courage and almost an ability to surgically operate on your psyche. However, for those who persist, Tantra is transformative and it can lead to a very deep understanding of the nature of reality. We now move on to the final strategy. Yoga. People popularly believe yoga is all about physical exercises. Sure, it is a big part of it, but that's just a scratch in the surface. The yogic path is about constantly striving to become better and better version of yourself, seeking constant growth and expansion. The player begins by mastering the physical realm, practicing asanas to build strength, flexibility, and balance. This prepares your body and mind for the deeper levels of practice. As you progress, you learn to control your breath through pranayama, harnessing the power of the prana or the life force energy. This skill allows us to navigate the game's challenges with ease and grace. As a yogi, you then turn inwards using pratyahar to withdraw from all the distractions of the external world and focus solely on the inner landscape of your mind. And then, through dharana and dhyan, you develop laser-like concentration and the ability to meditate deeply. Along the way, you also collect powerful tools and upgrades, such as yam and niyam, which serve as ethical guidelines and personal observances. Ultimately, the goal of the yogic strategy is to achieve samadhi, a state of pure consciousness. The yogi then becomes the game master, transcending the illusions of the material world. In this sense, the end game of yoga is not about accumulating points or achieving external victories. Rather, it is about unlocking the infinite potential within oneself and realizing the true nature of reality. All these 16 strategies are not exclusive. You don't have to pick just one, and to be honest, there are a lot more than these 16 here.
Cool.
I just picked 16 so that they fit in this grid. The idea in Hinduism, the Indian way of life, is to mix and experiment different styles. Create your own custom package for yourself. Create your own personalized strategy for yourself. This country has always been about celebrating multiple ways, multiple perspectives. There's always multiple different strategies. If you're emotional, you'll probably be into Bhakti. If you're logical, Nyaya would appeal to you. If you are having an algorithmic way of looking at the world, there is Samkhya. If you don't like putting yourself in a box, you can be a Charvaka. If you like to read stories, there are the Puranas. If you want a more hands-on approach, there is yoga. Basically, there is something for everyone. And that is the true pluralistic inclusivity that I love about the Indian tradition. So guys, do comment in the comment section, what did you feel like and what is your preferred path? And why do you prefer this preferred path? Do let me know in the comments. I'd like to thank PSI Boy, Gandev68, Shaumyalina Tarafdar, NFT Wala, Shantanu Banerjee, Kunal Rathod, Narasimha Murthy, Joel John,
Okay guys, go and check out the original video because it was amazing. Bro, what? This was super cool. Oh my god. I had no idea. Bro, 27 minutes. I've learned more than in my entire life about Indian philosophies. That is so cool. Even stuff that I thought I knew, like yoga, like Buddhism, Jainism. There was so many things that I had no idea about. This video was awesome. I hope you can send me more and more videos about Indian culture in general, history, philosophies, religions, whatever you want. I want to understand better your culture. Maybe just a little bit more each day because it will be impossible to like know everything. There's too much to learn. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. See you in the next one.